Oh shit. This bitch been lit. I like this setup. Y'all did that.
Let's go. Let's get this shit started though.
There it is. 4 o'clock. We on the floor?
Oh, we back. Welcome
Okay.
to another episode of Hood Philosophy, man. You feel me? It's a good day. It's Saturday, November, what's this, the 6th?
Nope, it's the 7th.
Oh, the 7th.
The 7th.
Hey, it's the 7th.
Yes, sir. We ain't recorded in a minute, bro.
Hey, it's been a couple weeks, man.
It has.
A couple weeks.
You know, life happened. But we back.
Hey, something wonderful has happened in life today.
Okay, let's just talk about what's going
Like
on.
today,
Like,
how
what's
you feel?
going on. So, November 7th, the year of our Lord 2020. Me, you, 2 of our other brethren, and we linked up with another brethren
That's 5 of us.
in Chicago, Illinois,
So, yeah.
for a change of scenery.
Come on now.
As we're here on our change of scenery,
Preach.
news has struck the world. And what news do you ask? The Lakers already won the chip.
Lakers won.
The Dodgers won the chip.
won the championship.
The Big Ten and Pac-12 playing football again.
We trying to, you know.
It's something bigger though.
Normal life is trying to return, but today, the 46th president, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. It has been official.
Joseph Biden.
PA, Pennsylvania got their votes in. Nevada got their votes in. Georgia got their votes in. We went blue. Biden is president. Trump is no longer in office.
We
It's
in that
up,
thing.
bro.
We in that thing. Hey, but that goes to show, man, as y'all saw the whole election, as they was calling, man, look, it always comes down to us.
Us being black folks, man. They came out, they showed out. Detroit came out and voted and turned Michigan blue. Philadelphia came out and
Atlanta
turned
came
PA
out,
blue.
man.
Atlanta came out and
Shout out
turned
to all the
Georgia
blue
blue.
states.
You know,
It's
our county,
happening.
Muskegon County went
came out.
blue.
We came out.
I know it's some bull out there that said Trump won by 20 votes, but
Man, no.
that came back out and said that was wrong, and Muskegon County actually went blue.
And that goes
So
to
that
show
shows you that, like, you know,
we can make a change. Slowly
definitely
but
so.
surely.
all that bullshit about my vote don't matter, my vote don't count, man. Every time I've had that conversation with somebody, bro, I've always made this point.
There you go.
I think about people like my OG, like my pops.
Right.
You feel me? My granddad, we call him pops.
Okay.
You know, I think about everybody that's like that generation, bro. They had to live through Jim Crow. They had to live through, you know, the Civil Rights Movement,
Right.
bro. They had to live through being known as less than a man. But you got in the notes of 3/5 compromise and things like that, bro. They had to go through all of that, bro.
Yes.
They were abused. They were intimidated to not go cast their vote. I have here on my cell phone a screensaver, bro. It's kind of messed up, but it's like a motivational thing for me. It puts stuff into perspective. It is a picture of a black man hanging, and it's a sign on his shirt that said, "This nigger voted."
There you go.
That's how serious like this
That's how
is.
serious it is, man.
So for us to get out and do our job, bro, and do what we were able to do, I didn't care who you voted for. I did, but I didn't.
Just get out and vote.
Just go out and vote and do your
Get out and
civil
vote.
duty. You got the ability to do so,
You
and we turned out and we made it happen.
We made it happen. We made it happen.
We no longer under Trump
I can't
administration.
tell you, man, there's been a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Absolutely, bro. You can relax. You can breathe a little bit better. We still ain't out the clear. And for one thing, Joe Biden still ain't out the clear. You know, he said some things, and politicians are known to tell you what you want to hear, right? He ain't off the hook. He still got to get in that office,
Hey,
bro.
Joe.
He got to make some stuff shake.
Joe, you are not off the hook.
And then let's also note,
Don't fumble the bag.
His vice president,
For real.
Kamala Harris, first black woman, vice president. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge for black women. That's huge for women in general. But we talking about black women. We love black women.
You know,
And she in office. It's on the floor.
you know if you say her name, you gotta give her a shout out, right?
Okay, root to the K's. Like PG 2020 is on the floor. Y'all in the White House. Send us the invite. The bruh's gonna pull up. It's just up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, pull up at the inauguration hotel.
You gotta do it too, so I'm just gonna let you do it.
Come on now, you know.
Shout out to the K's, man.
So what's the topic for today, my friend?
Oh man, the topic today is basically why is it hard for black men to really express ourselves?
Right.
Why are we so emotionalist?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Why we can be so isolated and just isolate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that's really where I'm at with
Okay.
it. I just came up, just something I was thinking about.
So get it started, man. What's on your mind?
First of all, I want to say shout out to my stepmother, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my stepmother. We went on a wine tasting day Thursday night.
Bro, I've been wanting to go wine tasting for a while.
I do,
On that
because I
joint,
want to get
man.
into that.
Yeah, most definitely. I like wine,
that.
bro. It's a stress relief.
That's something. Hey, how about if you got a date, if you got a shorty or a significant other, anything, or you just want to get out, I advise you to do that. Do wine tasting, man.
Wine tasting.
Wine tasting. It's real.
It's
Like-
inexpensive.
No, it's not for real. It's not.
It's inexpensive.
It's
That's what I'm
inexpensive,
saying. Inexpensive in a great time.
Yeah,
You know
a
what I
great
hear?
time. A
What
great
you
time.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to my stepmother for doing that. So, we went to Cooper's Hawk in Grand Rapids.
Mhm.
They have their own winery. I
Right.
ended up walking out there with 3 bottles.
3 bottles.
Three
We
bottles.
drinking what?
Tonight we drinking cranberry.
And it's good. It's a sweet. It's kind of like a sweet, but it got a little dryness to it.
Not too
11%
dry.
alcohol.
Come on, 11.5.
So it's
Only can be bought at Cooper's Hawk.
right.
Can't find it
Exclusive.
anywhere else.
So if y'all in the Grand Rapids area, close to it, and y'all looking for some fine wine, Cooper's Hawk.
I got to shout out Elaine, Jean, and I think Claudia. They were the ones that helped us out there with Cooper's Hawk.
They got y'all right?
Shout out to them. They got us right, especially Elaine. Shout
sure.
out Elaine. She got us right. She made me find out what type of liquor, not liquor, wine I like.
Mhm.
You feel me?
Right.
My taste and everything. So
You
shout out to
right.
Elaine, man. But we're going to get this started, man. First of all, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Check in. How you doing?
No, I can't complain, bro. Like I said, we took a trip, a little mini trip. Just a change of scenery, which is something that we all needed.
Yep.
We linked up with some solid people. We got our brother JJ Smith in here.
Yep.
We
We got Linwood back in the building again.
Wood. We got
Wood back in the
JJ
building.
from Muskegon, Michigan, class of 2013.
2013.
He the other side of 1911.
Other side of 1911.
GB made.
Look at that
Good
little baby.
dude, man. We love him. We got my baby Wood in here, my
Wood.
sandbox, man. We just decided to take a trip. And we here. And I'm enjoying myself. We
Me
needed
too.
this. We needed this time to
Real.
decompress a little
Real.
bit. And now when we get back to Muskegon, we get back to Michigan, bro, it's back to the grind, back on that focus. But I can't complain, bro.
Even while we just taking this little break, we still get to the bag.
We still working, bro. This is really what this trip was for. For us to change the scenery.
But we still
and still hop on and hopping our
still
bag.
having fun, man.
Most definitely.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
Right. Getting to our topic, man. Though, why is it so hard for us? I would say as black men and men in general
Mhm.
to really be expressive of our emotions.
Mhm.
It was something I was just thinking about because I had a couple conversations with some people. Like, man, you don't like to express your emotions, or you ain't really.
Why you always compressing your emotions?
Yeah, you ain't really, just be like romantic on that type of stuff and things like that. And I'm like, man, it's just me.
Mhm.
Like, it's just me. You feel me? I always isolated myself whenever I found myself in that mode.
Mhm.
I always had a tough time expressing my emotions, no matter who it was to, mom, dad, anybody. I always had a hard time expressing my emotions.
So what you're saying is you in the past you find it hard to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Right, we've
Yes.
talked about vulnerability on this show multiple
Yes.
times, right?
Yes.
In the first episode, we talked about being vulnerable, being able to be vulnerable with people, that you love, that you care for,
Yeah.
and have them conversations and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I feel it, bro, and I kind of feel the same way a little bit. I have an issue or I have trouble with being vulnerable, and just because everybody doesn't deserve that vulnerability, right? And there have been times where I've experienced things where people have used my vulnerability against me, like I've opened up to people and expressed myself,
Right.
and then it just came back to bite me. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
having those experiences, kind of prevents me from being open, and relating and expressing myself to other people,
Right.
other people who are more genuine than people I have opened up before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So and that led me to think about, like, man, as a man, me trying to be a better man, a better black man, like, I have to learn how to be expressive,
Right.
because all the stuff I'm holding in, I'm slowly killing myself.
It's toxic. It's toxic to yourself. Yeah.
That's why we see a lot of PTSD,
Mhm.
a lot of mental health issues around, us black men,
Right.
and in the city, because we're not expressive.
Mhm.
And that follows us later in life to, other relationships, especially your romantic relationships. Like, because communication is key.
Communication is key. That's what any relationship that you have,
Any
friendships,
relationship.
intimate relationships,
Anything.
business relationships. You have to be intimate. You have to communicate. Not
Yes.
be intimate, but you have to communicate.
For real.
Effective communicators are people who get things done.
For real.
And that's when the real good stuff happens when you communicate. When you can tell somebody that you have an issue with what they doing or what they do to you, you know, doesn't make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, secret beef. Everybody know about secret beef.
Yep.
Like, niggas got secret beef with somebody got secret beef with me probably.
For real.
You know, and that's just a simple fact because you haven't communicated to me that I have done something, you know, that you have an issue with, and now you feel some type of way. But instead of saying that to me and expressing that to me, you know, we can have a grown man conversation and you know, find a solution or, you know, go our separate ways.
Correct.
You know, now we got secret beef, so now this nigga looking at me crazy when I'm out in public, you know, because he got a secret beef with me. When we could just, you know,
just
talk about it.
Talk it out. And that, you know, thinking about all that, what we just said, it led me to think about, sit down and think about, like, what is it? You know, I did some research on myself. What is it that led me to be so isolated and just be very reserved, you know, at times? Why is it hard for me to express my feelings? First thing I thought about is, you know, growing up as a boy. Growing up as a boy, coming up, you know, we always were taught, society has taught us, even you know, the teaching that we get from our parents, it's taught us that boys don't cry. See what I'm saying? I thought about that. You know, suck it up.
Wipe them tears.
Wipe them tears, especially for boys because, you know, we supposed to be tough, you know, this and that, and then also getting into sports at an early age, you know, 5 is when I started football.
Same.
So it's like, you feel me, boys don't cry. And then, you know, when you playing football, you learning like, man, it's very competitive. Basically, the strongest gonna win. You know, that alpha dog.
You gotta be tough.
You gotta be tough.
Right.
That alpha dog mindset.
Not soft. Because I think we had talked and you had said like, you know, a lot of single mothers kind of put they sons in the football, right?
Yeah.
Because they want them to not grow up to be soft.
Exactly.
Or they want them to grow up around, you know, influential men who most likely are coaching, you know, youth sports.
Exactly.
Or they try to be, you know, and that's just kind of like the solution to not having a soft child or raising a soft boy. Put him in sports or make him play football. Go make him be tough. Go, you know, things like that. Right.
Right. Yeah. So I was just like, and that led me to really the whole, like I said, alpha dog, gladiator, or you know, we look at it like now we say big eight. You know, and I just really took that, even though we use that nowadays, you feel me? I took that thinking about, you know, you mentioned it earlier, the 3/5 compromise. You know, we kind of dehumanizing ourselves, you know, because it's just like we got to be that, you know, it's a jungle out here.
Okay, so when you say we're dehumanizing ourselves, is it because we are eliminating a humanly function of having feelings from ourselves? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
That's what I'm getting at.
You know, because like, you know, having feelings is normal. You know, feeling
normal.
pain, crying, laughing, these are all feelings and ways to express your feelings, right? And by not expressing ourselves or, you know, isolating ourselves, we are taking that function of a human being away from ourselves.
Away from us, you know, and that's and like we're humans. We're supposed to feel that way. Even animals have feelings amongst each other. You know, that they express at times. So it's like we have to realize that we have to also be expressive. Like we can't eliminate that because as we see now, like I said, that messes us up when we try to grow as men and as individuals.
Okay.
That messes us up because it's hard to communicate.
So let me ask you this: what makes you uncomfortable about expressing yourself? Like, what are some things, some common denominators that you have experienced, bro? That be like, yeah, this is why I don't like expressing myself. Not
being able to be understood. Being seen as soft is one. You know, and I think that all comes from just the teaching, but that just also my ego, because it's like I said, man, we all learned that we can't, don't show any weakness. So it's like once you get that, you feel me, that soft spot, you show that soft spot, you're like, man, I gotta shake that off. I'm tripping.
Right.
You feel me? I'm tripping. You know, and then not being understood, because it's like, and, you know, the hardest part is also like, man, who am I gonna talk to? Who am I gonna talk to? Like, it's like, you know, you're not gonna understand me. You're not gonna understand me because you don't come from the same circumstance or situation that I come from. So it's like, oh, we cut ourselves out because we're like, no, they not gonna understand me. So, you know, I'm better off just, you know, retaining it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've always kind of had those thoughts. So I agree with you, not being understood, and I used to be afraid to be controversial.
Okay.
You know,
Explain
because my feelings could at some point be controversial to somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just want to eliminate and avoid controversy and conflict all at once. So I just don't say anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or me being too conscious of other people's feelings and suppressing my own because I'm caring about somebody else's feelings more than my own. You know, which is cool and everything in some circumstances, right? But when you really going through something, bro, something really bothering you, right? And you feel like that, if you was to say what you was gonna say to whoever you were talking to or to what situation, you was gonna make somebody feel some type of way and then potentially ruin a relationship or something like that, you tend to suppress it. You tend to like, what, it's probably not even that deep.
Right.
But it really is that deep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's really bothering you that much.
You just don't want to be confrontational.
And then when you kind of talk about like who can you talk to, right? We got our people that we constantly talk to. Like I hit your line all the time and we talk, about whatever. We all linked up and went to go get some food and we had a dope conversation, bro. It's just like catching up, or just something that we want to do for our community and things like that. So we got each other, but also at the same time, we all dealing with the same with different stuff individually, right? So you don't always want to burden somebody else with your burdens, right? So I kind of be like, I could talk to BJ, but he be going through his own stuff. He don't always want to hearing my issues. I don't want to be that dude that only hit him up when some bull crap going on, bro. And I gotta, I'm trying to get this off my chest. I ain't trying to bring his day down. Like he having a great day. My negativity or like my issues and my feelings gonna bring his energy down. I don't want to do that, But the type of person you are, it wouldn't even be that.
Exactly.
It wouldn't even be me bringing your energy down. It'd be me. Right. It'd be you being an outlet for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me being an outlet for you. You know what I'm saying? Mark being an outlet for JJ.
Right.
Wood, me being an outlet for Wood.
Full circle.
You know what I'm saying? It's a full circle, right? So I think that's something that we have to keep in our mind, right? Is even though, you may feel like, people don't want to hear what you got to say or people don't want to listen to you. I guarantee you that people would rather have you burden them with what you got going on than you being in a messed up place mentally.
Yeah, for real, because suicide is nothing to play with.
Right. Mental health is so important.
Health is
what I'm saying?
important.
As much as we don't think about it, being where we come from, bro, it's a lot of mental issues. We talked about that earlier, all of us. It's a lot of mental cases and a lot of mental issues that are undiagnosed or, that people try to not even acknowledge of themselves. Like there's been times where I question like, man, am I depressed?
For real.
Like I can't be depressed.
For real.
I'm talking to people like I'm feeling this is how I'm feeling. They like, Pitt, you probably depressed. Man, Pitt ain't depressed. I don't get what y'all say at all. But I had to sit down, bro, and be real with myself and like, you experience some type of depression. It may not be no super duper deep depression like when you can't get out the bed and you can't eat and you can't do your normal daily functions, but your moods is not where they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Or where you want them to be. You always kind of flipping the switch, like you wake up happy or whatever, and then next thing you know, you just kind of like, I don't feel like doing shit.
Right.
For
real. I have them days as well, and it's all, you feel me? It's just everything that I'm going through and I've been through. And you just be like, you just tired, and you just like, when is this ever going to end? But as we've come to know that when you're trying to be that difference, and your family,
right,
you trying to be the first to do it. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy.
And fortunately, I don't have that experience. Fortunately,
be
because
hard.
I've got people in my family that have done things before me that that I'm doing. So like, and that's what make us like really good friends, bro, or like and brothers and whatnot, because we the same person, we got different backgrounds.
For real.
And you help me realize some things, and I help you realize some things. And you fighting whatever you fighting because of your circumstances, and I'm fighting whatever I'm fighting because of mine. But at the end of the day, we both can speak to each other about our separate circumstances and relate them, and then help each other, progress or get past that moment.
For real, I like that. And then going back to this whole not being able to express our emotions, I feel like that this also is a generational thing. Coming from the teachings, and the reason I say that is because the communication I have with my dad, like, me and my daddy have, I could probably count on one hand how many times me and my dad have physically told each other that we love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even while doing it, it's been hard to say it because it's like it's weird. Like, you know, and it's just because it's just like you've always been told not to be, you know, soft and, you know, of course you love your mama, you can express that, but express it to your daddy because he always been like the authoritarian. I can't even say it. You know, and just that person that's there, you know, putting that foot down. And it's hard. I ain't never been able to tell him that for real, kind of one hand. Even say with my grandfather. You know, this is my maternal father. You
and
know,
is
just
it
to show the difference.
But you know, they love you because they show it.
Exactly.
You know, like it's in their action. And my pop's kind of the same way because his dad was like that. My granddad was like that.
Facts.
He wasn't no real big kiss you on the forehead, give you a hug, say I love you, son type of person. You know, he did it through his actions. You know, he got my daddy through college. You know, he got him a car when he got out of college. You know what I'm saying? He raised him. He taught him. You know, he showed it through his actions, right? And my dad is better at it. Like, you know, I don't have to count on one hand. It's been more than that. But like, you know, me and my dad tell each other, you know, I love you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or he give me hugs and he kiss me on my forehead. You know, all the time. Not as much because like we grown men. But like when I was younger, you know, that was. He always told me like, I love you, man. You my favorite person. Da 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 da.
Right. And it's funny because like you talked about that. My dad wasn't in the house, but at the same time, I love my dad to death. I'd go to war about my dad.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Just like I know I will go to war about my daddy. Byron Smith, I'm going to war about him. Like he called me, anything, I'm going to war about him. That's just because that's how much love he showed me.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like when we did get our relationship, boom, that's what it was. You know, so I really appreciate that. You know, just that relationship that I do have with my father.
Kind of going back to your point on like the generational thing. I think we've grown up in a generation that's a real love no one, trust no one generation. For real. You know, I can probably go on social media, bro, and I'm guilty of it myself. I could probably go on social media, bro, and like look through 10 people's stories, bro, and probably 50 to 75% of them has posted something about, you know, I don't trust nobody. For real. You know, or if you ain't in my circle, don't even think about, you know, getting close to me. But you know, or you know, I can't trust no girl, I can't trust no nigga. Like I don't love nobody. That love stuff, I ain't never loving again. You 21 years old, you ain't even lived quarter of 100 years.
But
you know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
For real, and it's like with that, and you've also seen like I've seen my mama get dead dirty by people. Seen my daddy get dead dirty. I've been done dirty. You know, I seen my brother get done dirty. Like when you grow up in the environment that we do in the city, you see a lot of wrong get done. True. You see a lot of distrust.
And that automatically puts you through like, it's kind of like, okay, the analogy is I ain't got to touch the fire for me to know it's hot. It already burnt you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if you already been screwed over by a shorty or something, or been through a situation where your mans did you wrong, I ain't got to experience to be like, you know what, the next shorty I'm kicking it with, I'm going, you feel me, keep her at arm's length, or ain't no new friends in my group. You knew I can't trust you yet, bro. Stay over there. You know what I'm saying?
I like that you said that. I like that you said. But also I know we've been talking about some negativities, but in my mind, you know, being isolated and you know, in a sense, you know, not being able to express myself, I feel like, and it's probably messed up, but I feel like it has, I say, at least one pro. Okay. Because the reason I say that is because, you know, in doing so, and this also, some people kind of find this toxic as well, but it also taught me how to just put my head down and keep moving along. You feel me? And that, I look back into slavery at that because it's just like, you know, all the wrong that was being done, and even after that, you know, all the wrong that was being done and all that we had to go through, we really didn't express it. Because it's just like, nothing's going to change.
What's crying going to do? I've heard that a lot. You know, like, even like, you know, like, I've heard that a lot. What's crying going to do?
What is crying going to do?
You know, you need to let it out. Go ahead and cry. For what? What's that's going to do for me?
Like, the next, like, you know, it's the same thing the next day. So
exactly.
You got to put your head down and, you know, continue to work. And I feel like that's where that comes from. Like, I had to put my head down and continue to work. Like, you know, and when I get in that point, that moment where I just don't want to talk to nobody, you'll see me really pressing the envelope. I'm like, Gotta get to it. Because that's my way of suppressing it.
Exactly. Doing work.
Isolation and just working is the way I suppress my emotions. You feel me? You wouldn't know.
Okay, let me ask. When you stress, bro, like what's some things that you do to cope with stress or, you know, to handle your stress, like stress related?
Man, I read the Bible, talk to God.
Most definitely.
I will say that.
Definitely gotta get in your word.
I will call my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Call my granny, talk to her. I'll call y'all. Talk to y'all. Or, you know, I just really stay to myself and just be in the house. You know, probably thinking by myself. That's what it is.
I spend a lot of time by myself, and that's partly because I live by myself. Like I don't have no roommate, you know. So and I don't really be having too much company. So like I really be by myself.
And that's the dangerous thing about it.
What?
Just being by yourself when you don't have, you know, when you just being real isolation. Right. You ain't got nobody to talk to. You just being by yourself. That's dangerous.
I mess with myself though, and it is dangerous. Like I mess with myself. I enjoy my own company, bro.
Some people tell you like
I like being bothered when I want to be bothered.
That's dangerous. See, some people like that's dangerous because then your mind could go here.
Right.
But I'll be like, I don't be trying to sound cocky or nothing, but I'll be like, I know for a fact that my mind's not gonna go that way.
Right.
Like I'm gonna stay over here. You know, I know my mind ain't gonna go left. Right. You feel me? But like you said, I mess with myself.
I mess with myself.
I'm
great company. Don't kick it with me.
So then what are some ways you cope with the isolation and just being by yourself?
I like to run, bro. I don't know. I think it started during this pandemic because I've never been the type to be like, I'm finna go for a run. But nowadays I'll be like, you know what? I'm finna go for a run, man. It's because it's healthy, right? First of all, it's healthy. You know, but like I do a lot of thinking, or a lot of just get some clarity when I run, bro. You know, just doing something productive that's helping my body and it's also like keeping my mind. Sometimes I run with no music, bro. I just listen to nature. I just let the nature speak to me. You know, I just spend my time with God, bro. That's how I do it. So I run. I'm really getting into drinking wine and trying different wines. That's why I can't wait to do this wine tasting. You know, whenever I can get a chance to do it. You know, so I really like drinking wine, bro, and trying new stuff, and you know, just chilling, watching me a good show with a good glass of wine. I write poetry here and there, bro. So get my stuff, get my feelings. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, I made that when you started. Hey, I'm a Renaissance man. Stop playing with me. Like, no, but you know, writing poetry, like I don't even like write super frequently, bro, because I don't like to rush my work. I like my work to be, you feel me, organic. I like it to flow. I like it to be natural. You know what I'm saying? I like it to come all at once. And that's how I like to do it. It may not be the way others like to do it, you know, but that's how I go about it. But I like to adult color, bro. Adult coloring is lit.
Adult coloring?
You get you a nice coloring book, bro.
You been doing that?
Yeah. I be in the crib.
And see, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
I be in the crib.
You see how, like,
Picasso the coloring too.
You see how I'm talking about, like, okay, now we find ways to be more expressive.
Right.
You feel me? And
through creativity too.
Yeah, I feel like adult coloring and poetry back if we was like a couple years younger, we'd be like, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. That's weird.
You stupid. I'm finna go grab this Jack Daniels. Yeah, taking it to the neck.
The cognac, the brandy.
Come on, nah. That's how I was getting down.
You feel me?
And it's still like that, but
you know, that's just like what bro said. Society's changing, bro.
Society is changing, and everything's constantly evolving.
Right, and moving into the last segment because we're gonna bring this all full circle. I don't know. I feel like there is a way of being too emotional.
Absolutely. So that's another thing. You gotta have good judgment when it comes to like expressing yourself.
For real.
Because that's another thing. You don't ever want to be that person that everybody stop listening to.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's always an issue with Pitt.
Oh, you don't want to be.
Why he always?
You can't just never. Right. Yeah. Or you don't want to be seen as you.
My favorite line is, bro. I don't know who told me, bro. I don't know who said this, but my favorite line is, "Get that wine out your voice."
Man.
You feel me? Get that wine out your voice, or pick your panties up. What you like? Mudge be tripping.
For real,
sometimes.
Bro. Man.
And them type of people you gotta watch out for, because those type of people take away and suck out your energy. You know, like let's really be adults here. Was it really that serious? You know, was it really that deep for you to, you know, continually bring it up, or is everything really that deep and that hurtful to you that you always gotta say something? You know, so you really gotta have good judgment when it comes to expressing yourself, and you gotta know who to express yourself to,
it's funny,
and what type of environments.
It's funny because I talked to you a couple days ago because we talking about a situation. You know, we talked to Coach.
Right.
And then it was just like, I was like, I told Coach, I told you, like, man, now in this generation, you know, what pertains to football, I was like, man, the players now, they just too emotional. You know, they just too emotional. And that's just, you know, probably because I see it as they were baby-fied growing up, you know, and it's just all across the board. It's like, man, they too emotional, crying. Cause I'm just like, we play football, even in school, outside of school, man, we didn't cry about nothing. Like, you know, at the school now, you know, students like, man, I don't want to be at school, this and that and that and this. I'm like, bro, do you think I wanted to be at school?
No. Absolutely.
Like, I graduated. I know people that graduated with 2.5s, 3.0s, 4.0s. We didn't want to be at school at no 7:30 in the morning, but we here, we might as well get it done.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, we was talking about, I messed with high school. High school was straight for us. High school was fun. And I tell them, that's where all the action at. That's where everybody at. So
college was fun too.
Yeah. Never understood the point of skipping, especially in high school. College, that's a different story. I ain't gonna lie, it's a different story. But high school, I'm like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Thinking, I'm like, that's where the girls at.
Yeah.
That's where all the fights gonna break out. That's where you gonna get together.
Go get all the tea.
Man,
you know
for
what I'm
real.
saying?
Like, what's the plan on the weekend?
You know it.
You feel me? That's what everything was at. So I was like, I don't understand why y'all skipping school or skipping class. Like, everybody in class.
Right.
You feel me?
It was the work.
Yeah.
We already know the answer to that. It was the work.
For real, but, you know, just you know, we had this time and we say all this and I say all that to, like you said, trying to find that happy medium of it's okay to be emotional. You know, and it's a personal thing for you to find your own happy medium.
Right. That's
you know,
what
don't
it is.
go off somebody else. I can't go off you. Can't go off anybody else.
Yeah, because everybody's circumstances are different.
It's different.
No,
So,
that's another thing, bro. I've never really thought that somebody's issues is bigger than somebody else's.
for real.
Right, because we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different circumstances. We all have different situations.
For real.
Right, so I can't say that my problem of having student loans, right, is bigger than somebody else's problem that's fighting the case.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now let's think about it to be logical. Most definitely, you would rather want to be paying your student loans than be fighting the case. But the point there is, I didn't put myself in a position.
Right.
You feel me? Have to fight a case.
Right.
I put myself in a position to have to pay back student loans.
Right. Exactly.
Right. But that's still something that I continually think about. Like, all right, how am I gonna get this cheese to pay back these student loans?
Right.
So I don't have to keep having this debt, and I can go ahead and progress in life. Right.
For real.
Now for that person, they've put themselves, or life has put them in a situation where they have to fight a case.
For real.
Right. So back to my main point. I don't really think that nobody's problems are bigger than anybody else's. It's all about your circumstances and your situation.
For real.
Right. And when it comes to, having to find a happy medium and being able to express yourself, that's a total, like you said, a total individual thing.
Right.
Right. I have my people that I can go to and talk to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I have my team.
Right.
That I can go to express myself to. Right. I know who I can go to when I'm dealing with female issues, or I know I can go to when I'm dealing with financial issues, or I know I can go with when I'm dealing with just straight up mental issues.
Right.
I have my people. Some people, they have a team like we got. Some people, it's one person. But I really think that if you really want to find yourself in a better headspace, you gotta go ahead and take a risk.
Right.
And really find them people that are genuine. Now,
key points.
you gotta test them, because you want to be able to trust them. You want it to be natural. You don't want it to be like, yeah, you're gonna be the person I tell this to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, it's not genuine.
Right. So, and you just hit a lot of good points. You got me over here thinking. So, in the midst of, what we getting at is, in the midst of finding that happy medium, identify who your team is. Right? Because you said that. Identify who your team is.
Team, support system, whatever you want to call it. Right.
Identify that, and then you also had me thinking like, I have my whole team, but my whole team there's like, I have different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a group of older people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Continue to seek good wisdom.
There you go. And I got a group my age.
Right.
You know,
Peers,
and it's probably 5 people in each group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just my group. You know, and I get a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they all meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They all benefit me. And it's going to take time, because it took me time and I struggled trying to identify. You know, I had my solid 3 or 4 who I knew was going to be in there, but it you know, I struggled to find out, you know, who's my team, who do I talk to. And it's going to come, man. It's patience.
Mm-hmm.
Patience is key. It's going to come. But just pay attention to, you know, who you always talking to, who's always giving you that good feedback, and who's going to always
hold you accountable.
Hold you
accountable, bro. That's really what it is, bro. You really got to have people in your life that's going to hold you accountable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because there have been times where you've come to me with an issue, and I was like, you know what, BJ? I feel like you overreacted right there, bro.
Yep.
Like, just being 100% real with you, being your mans, right? You may not have liked it. You know what I'm saying? You may not have cared from my perspective at that time, but when you sat down, bro, and you just kind of like the smoke cleared, and you review what was going on, you know what? Pitt probably was right. I was probably overreacting a little bit.
For real.
I probably was in my feelings a little bit. You know?
Right.
But this is another thing. Me and JJ agreed on this like a few weeks ago. You got to be the type of people you want in your life.
There you go.
That's so important to me,
Surround
bro.
yourself.
You gotta be the type of people that you want in your life. If you're gonna be a shitty person, who you think you feel me? You gonna have shitty people in your life. You're gonna continue being in shitty situations.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump, he's a shitty person. He's no longer the president.
He's the president. Surround yourself. It's funny because one of my colleagues, and it's simple, and it's kind of, feel me? They got a post on their door. And this is just a regular old poster like back in the day, but it said there's 4 pencils. No, there's 5. The 2 on each side are sharpened.
Right.
The one in the middle is dull. And it says surround yourself with people who you want to be like. So it's just like seeing that dull pencil and you trying to be like the 4 sharpened pencils around you. I'm just like, dang, that's crazy, because that's what we've been talking about.
You gotta surround yourself with good people, but you also gotta reciprocate it. It has to be reciprocated. You feel me?
That too. So
you can't always be somebody that take. You gotta give. You know what I'm saying? Because there's times where I don't even want nothing from nobody. I'm just gonna reach out and make sure that you straight. Because I know at some point in time, you gonna come to me at a time where I need it the most, and it's gonna be the universe, like we've been talking about today, where you hit my line, send me some words of encouragement, and you got me through the rest of my day, or you made something easier for me, or you made me feel better about myself. So I'm gonna be that person where if you come across my mind, I'm gonna hit you up because you ain't coming across my mind for no reason.
Exactly.
I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna tap in. You ain't gotta tell me what's going on. You ain't right there that moment. You can call me later. You can call me a few days later or whatever. But I'm just gonna tap in like, hey, bro, you know it's gonna be good. I'm just checking in later. I ain't really want nothing. Just making sure you straight. Boom. That right there alone could do so much for people. For real. You feel me? Just having somebody like, I ain't gonna tell him what's going on, but just to know that I can, and like he tapping in, he thinking about me. You feel me? You know, Pitt checking in on me. Okay. Yeah. So if I need to, you know, Pitt, let me chop it up with you real quick. Come on, bro. I'm listening. I'm here to listen.
You know, it's real and it's authentic. And lastly, to finish that, and my daddy always told me this, and I believe it. Try to find professional help. Like, try to find you a good counselor, because like you mentioned earlier, and we talked about, there's a lot of mental health going around. We got a lot of issues, and as you guys can see, you know, they think the best cure for that is medication, put us on pills, and it's not. You know, I've done research, you know, and then also talking to people, being a psych major. You can avoid a lot of those medications by just going to find you a good counselor, someone you trust, and just talking to them on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Just that alone it's just something about it that eliminates you taking that medication that they trying to put you on, you know, in return just for the money.
Because then you start to become dependent on
the
medication.
And medication doesn't cure you.
It don't cure you, and then it becomes expensive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm paying for something that ain't finna cure me. What am I here for?
Exactly. And
you know, when instead, like you said, you can go seek professional help and seek the right professional help. Try to seek help that can be related. Like something that's really tough for like the black community is finding like black counselors. You know what I'm saying? Black psychologists and things like that. That's kind of tough right now. You know, especially coming where we come from. Ain't no black psychologists or black counselors for real in the scheme that we know of off top. You know what I'm saying? We really have to. If I was to ask my mom and daddy, do y'all know somebody? They'll really have to sit there and think like, do I know somebody?
Closest one gonna be in Grand Rapids, 30 minutes away from Muskegon.
You know, that right there. And we had what's her name? Carolina
Carolina.
Ferguson at
Council
K
College.
College. She was a black counselor on campus.
Yes.
And all the
I used her
minority
a few
students
times.
was going to her. Her stuff was always full. We could never get no appointment
I
almost.
used
It
to
felt
just
like.
go in there and sit down sometimes.
Man, I used to catch her at Stacks. Like, let me talk to you real quick. Like, you got a minute? You eating lunch? Come on, let's sit down real fast. You know?
And she from our way too.
Most
She
definitely.
from Muskegon, so that was good. That was good. You feel me? And like I said, man, just seek that professional help. Try to eliminate, because also being on that medication, there's always some side effects to it. So you get on this medication, you bound to get on this medication to try to take care of whatever that medication brought up and the side effect of that one. And it's forever going on, bro. So just try to find that professional help. A counselor, therapist you talk to. You feel me? So
Until then, find your team.
Find your team.
Until then, find your team. Find your support group. Find them people
go.
that you can lock in real quick. No judgment. All ears and listening. That's gonna hold you accountable and give you good feedback. You feel me? Find your elders that you can get to that has that wisdom for you. For us, it's your OGs, it's my OGs. I got some pro fights I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? That's just there for me when I need that counsel and I need that good wisdom. Find your team, man. And it's like you said, it's gonna take time. It's gonna be patient. You probably gonna have some falling out with people. You feel me? Your business might get told. That's just the point of finding out who your team is. That's the risk of it all, right? That's how
who your team is.
But you can't be that person to continue going to that shell.
Yep.
Right? To continue going that shell, you feel me, of this person did me dirty, I'm done with everybody.
You can't, it's gonna take time, because you're gonna do that. I did that. And it's gonna take time. Patience. Like bro said, it's always about who can last the longest and who doesn't. It's not about who gets there the fastest, it's who can last the longest. And this is one of the ways you can last longer.
Right. And try to, when you get to school, man, go seek that free counseling. It's out there.
Yeah.
If you ever get the opportunity to go off to college or go off to school, even in the high schools, they starting to implement more like mental and psychological counselors in the high schools now. But when you go off to school, go get that free counseling, man. Charge that thing to your student account or something, bro.
If you're in class, if you're in school, you get that under, that degree, the bachelor's. They're looking for therapists and counselors. So if you don't know what to go into, think about that, especially from the inner city. You feel me, minority. Think about that. You feel me? Think about that. They're looking for us. They want us. Exactly. They want us. You feel me? So in closing, like we said, find your happy medium when it comes to expressing your feelings. Find out who your team is and know who your team is, which is going to take time.
Right.
And then, to wrap it up, find it. Also seek that professional help.
Be the type of people that you want in your life. That's basically, you feel me, don't. If you want like it done to you, don't do it to nobody else. Same mindset, same theory. Be the type of people that you want in your life.
Exactly. Sure.
And that's Hood Philosophy.
That's
episode 5.
Episode 5.
Yes, sir.
Episode 5, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Follow us on Instagram.
We on Apple Podcast, we on Spotify.
What else we on? Dang, I'm trying to think. I swear, we ain't on Buzzsprout no more. We on
what?
I can't remember. It's a different one. But YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. Follow Her Philosophy, man. Tune in.
We out here.
Appreciate
wait though. So what's you feel me? What's
going on?
Yeah, what we on today? What's the vibe
today?
What's the vibe?
What you got today?
I don't know, man. What you feeling, man? What you feeling?
I did like, I mean,
what you been listening to? Yeah, that's a throwback. Y'all want to say something? Y'all want to get on the podcast? AJ, come on, go get on there.
Sharon wanted to fight me.
Yeah, come on.
Sharon wanted to fight me because I gave the Snoop CD I had. I gave it away to somebody.
Right.
I gave it away to somebody, bro. Sharon wanted to fight me, bro. It's my baby JJ, man. Justice.
We about to bring guests on the show soon, like, but our baby got to make an appearance, man. This blood, this sandbox, this our team right here. This is my team. This part of my team right here, man. Go ahead, talk your stuff, JJ.
I just wanted to say something really fast, man. I've been listening to the podcast, and these are my brothers, and I'm really excited to see what they got going on. They say episode 5. I'm excited to see episode 100. It's like the universe is coming together, like Pitt said. BJ said, we didn't really plan this. We kind of planned it. It's a pandemic. The world shut down. They still came. That's crazy. And it's like everything that they just said on the podcast, I needed to hear too. So it's just like, I'm excited to see for the future. I'm excited for them. It's like Joe Biden just became the president. Things are moving forward in a positive direction. It's something that Pitt said about. He said something about something. It was great.
Moral of the story. It was great. I'll accept it.
Also, talk about motivational Mondays.
Right, man. Go ahead. What you got going on,
so,
talk about the real.
So these my brothers, man. And that's crazy. I wasn't even gonna talk about my personal stuff because this is their platform. So I'm a motivational speaker. I do motivational Monday as well. You can follow me on Instagram, j.ustice JJ.
YouTube, right?
Somebody actually hacked my YouTube.
Oh, man.
So we're working on that.
We're working back on that. It's weird. But anyways, what I'm saying is, man, everything happens for a reason. We all working together for the common goal. As black men, we don't feel like we can express our feelings because we do feel like we would be judged. But it's 2020. We need to get out of our own way. We need to start being ourselves. Be yourself. Be authentically yourself. If everybody in the world started to be themselves for real, it wouldn't be no hate.
For real.
So,
Facts.
I just want everybody to love themselves. It's like, it's like I'm coming into a new, like, self, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning about myself, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's crazy, bro. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. What I'm saying is like, don't be afraid to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. Just because you say for instance, you say something today and it hurt your feelings, somebody don't give you the reaction that you want. It's okay to move forward. Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you have a bad life. Those aren't your people. Find your people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, apply for counseling. I just started counseling last week. And let me explain something. For 25 years, I've needed counseling. It's like everybody that knows me knows that I'm like. So this is the thing. Like everything that glitter ain't gold, and I need y'all to know that. You know what I'm saying? Just because everything look good, don't mean it's good. So we need to do our work. Work hard. Do everything you got to do. Just because you look good, you need to be good on the inside too. And I started counseling. Right now it's free. I go to weekly sessions, like BJ said. And I'm doing that for a semester, and then I'm gonna start group sessions. And it's just because I want to be better.
There you go.
So you just have to for yourself, so you can be better for others.
And the future.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me on.
We gonna get brother. I got a lot to say.
You ain't got nothing to say.
I'm just happy to be out here.
Yes, sir. That's what you gotta know, man. Hood philosophy, y'all tune in.
Tune in, man. You feel me? This end of episode 5.
In episode 5.
So like I said, subscribe, like the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
We finna go social distance.
It's gonna be found in the link in the bio. Found in the bio of this episode. You're gonna find all that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all for turning in. Don't keep securing that bag. Don't sleep. Keep securing that bag and keep applying pressure.
Let it out, baby.
Go on.
Fall forward.
Fall forward.